Hey everyone, my name is Jethro and I believe that you can draw. I love getting to be creative and to share that with other people, so I thought let's draw some characters together. I'm drawing on this iPad. I've already got a page of spots here. You can download these spots as a Photoshop file or as a picture so that you can put them in whatever app you like to draw with. I like using Procreate, but you don't have to use Procreate. You can use Photoshop or anything else. There's nothing special about the app. The specialness comes from inside of you. The creativity doesn't live in Photoshop. You don't even have to draw on an iPad. You can also download these spots as a page that you can print, and you can draw along the old analog way with a real pen. Yes, they exist. Although you wouldn't know it looking at my work because it's all on the old Apple Pencil. If you do choose to download these spots, when you open it up in your program of choice, you'll find there's a whole bunch of layers. We've got spots in different skin tones, and then we've got a spot or a set of colours, coloured spots as well. I'm going to choose this one, I think, and then create a blank layer. Let's just dive in. First step, got to choose a spot for our character. This one I think will do. When I'm drawing, I always start with the eyes. Please do draw along with me, create your own kind of character, and I would love to see what you draw. So you can send them to me. You can send them to me on Instagram, you can send them to me by email or Twitter. All the details for that are in the description. Let's get on with our drawing. When I'm drawing, I always start with the eyes, and let's put one eye there and another eye there, and then between our eyes we need a little nose, maybe a big happy smiley mouth as well. Something interesting about the eyes that I realised, I was looking back at some of my old drawings, and something didn't look quite right. For the last 2-3 years I've been drawing the eyes. I think they've been slowly like drifting apart. If that's the middle of our spot just there, I think I've been putting one eye all the way over there and one eye all the way over there, and then the nose halfway between them. And although, you know, it was alright, something just looked not quite right with them. The other end of the spectrum, let's take this one over here. You know, I could put them really close together, but you know, then the mouth is just, they're just completely disconnected. I think the best place that I've found for the way I draw my characters, if this is the middle of the spot, is just to put the one eye right in the middle and then the nose. For some reason that just fits a whole lot better for me. It just feels more right. I'm not sure. And then I think with it kind of set up like this, if I want the character to look in any particular direction, I can take the eye and the nose, and if I want them to be looking a little bit more forwards, I can do that. If I want them to be looking a bit more towards, you know, me as the artist, I can pull them both along. If I want them to be looking up, yeah, I can kind of shift them around like so, but this one doesn't stray too far from that center line of the spot. I think that if I just shimmy the nose along, I think that makes a really big difference. And that was just quite interesting. This guy, I'm pretty sure, looks way better than the two either side. Anyway, we're not drawing those characters. Get rid of those. Back to our character. I've been really inspired recently by the worlds of Tolkien, of C.S. Lewis, and of Miyamoto, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, just incredible. What I love is that I feel like you could, if you were in that world, if you were able to actually venture into it yourself, you could go to any part of them, especially Tolkien, any part of Middle-earth, in any point in its history as well, and find a fully fleshed out world, fully imagined and realised. I want to create that kind of world. Now I'm not going to be able to do that in the course of this 10, 15, 20 minute video, but if I don't start somewhere, it's never going to get done. So partly what I want to be doing as I'm creating characters is giving them stories, giving them a world to live in, and also find out, you know, how are they interacting. You know, if this character here, I think she's going to be a palace guard, some kind of knight, someone who's strong and courageous, but maybe she's got quite a short temper as well. I'm not sure. We'll get there, but then maybe in the next video we'll explore a character and see how they kind of might interact. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do when I'm creating characters. Anyway, this is it, palace knight, palace guard. She's gonna need some legs. Let's give her some legs. 1, 2, and I think let's give her a sword and shield, maybe. If she is a knight, maybe she'd be more serious. Not that serious. Move the eyes down a little bit. You've probably noticed I love to draw in the colour red. This pencil as well, in my brush set, which you can download in the description. There's one called Doppler Wing, and I like it because as you press lightly it's purple in colour, and then it shifts to red, or whichever colour you've chosen, as you press harder. Normally I'm pressing quite hard because I want those nice thick lines, but if I want to do any little details I can do them in purple. Basically I wanted to draw in 2 colours, but didn't want the faff of having to go all the way up here, change colour, all the way back again, because it's a lot of effort. So I built a brush to do that for me, just as I'm pressing lightly, and it has a really fun effect. Anyway, she's a knight. Whoops. Her legs aren't quite long enough. She needs some kind of... How is she standing guard? Maybe with a sword. And she has some kind of palace armour, uniform type thing. I'm not sure. There's something that definitely covers up chainmail. That sits underneath. Like so. And perhaps... No, I think that's all good. I like that. Make that slightly see-through so that I can then grab my ink, pen, the black colour, and then... Oops, that's too thick. Let's finalise this. I'm really wanting to build in some good creative habits. I'm hoping to make these videos regularly so that if I can do a little bit every day, then I'll be able to actually bring this world of characters and ideas to life. And it'll evolve, I'm sure. I think creativity is a practice, not something you're necessarily, well, everyone is born with a creative mind, but it's something you've got to practice. It's a skill like any other. You can get better at it, or you can let it kind of drift off. And that's fine too if it's not your passion. But don't let that, like, don't discount yourself. Don't think I wasn't born with that skill, so I couldn't possibly draw. That's not true. Alright, let's do this sword. Now, character is going to need some arms. And they're resting their hands on top of the sword. Oops. Like so. And then some parts are coming through that shouldn't. Oops. There we go, and one more, just a couple more little details, and we're ready to start colouring it in. The world I want to create, I've named the kingdom Ophir, which is a land that certainly appears in the Bible. It's known as the City of Gold, but I want to create a kingdom that has also some other, like, there are other nearby kingdoms that have perhaps been there longer than this one. There's magic in the world as well. Different rulers. I want to create a land with lots of history and, again, people that you can people that you feel like you could sit down with them and chat for hours about their own lives. Like, pick any character in the land. I think that would be cool to do. So let's just begin to flesh it out by drawing these characters, these people. This knight, or palace guard, what did I say earlier? That she was short-tempered. Perhaps has big dreams of I was going to say big dreams of amassing large amounts of wealth, but no, I don't think that's it. I think actually she's very patriotic, or adores her kingdom and feels actually very defensive about it, wants to really protect it, and feels like the royal family who run the kingdom of Ophir, who are in charge, she really believes in them and will fight for them and will defend them, perhaps even if they're actually not making the right decisions. But this palace guard really absolutely believes in them and trusts her life to them. She'll go to the ends of the land, all the way where the sea meets the forest and the land is uncharted. Perhaps at some point, though, something is asked of her that she doesn't agree with. Okay, let's add in the chainmail down here as well. Oops. And add some royal details to this. Thin stripe of blue and gold. And the sword. I'm not worried about going outside the lines. I just want to fill this in, and we can delete it. We can rub out whatever's not needed later. some little reflections in, some details. I love using this crayon brush that I've got because the way it blends and interacts with the colours underneath. Fantastic. Our character does need a name. Let's do that. Let's name her Myra. I need a straight line to draw on. Can't just freehand it. Palace Guard. Loyal. Fierce. Is that how you spell fierce? Fierce. And protective. Thank you so much for watching along and for drawing along as well. I would love to see what drawings you create, the characters that you make, and if they've got backstories, please do let me know. You can send your drawings to me or just send me a question via Instagram @JethroWilson, Twitter @JethroWilson, or by email. Send your emails to hello@JethroWilson.com. I'd love to see what you create. Please do download these spots, have a go, and have fun. Have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to see you again.